it is Whitney, and we are live on Wednesday. Today is February 19th, and I love it because I'm hearing the birds chirping, and it's so beautiful out here in Arizona. And I wanted to jump on and talk about some questions that we've been getting in our inbox. And they're going to be questions about the workshop that's coming up on Saturday. But before we go there, if you're here, I would love for you to let me know, and you can do that in the comments. I'm going to be taking, if I can say that right, I'm going to be taking your live questions about the workshop to see if you feel like you need a little bit more help in determining if you're the right fit or not. And so I'm just making sure that everyone can see me. If you're here, give me a like, and I would love for you to ask your questions about the workshop if you have any as well. But let me know you're here. You can say hi, put a little emoji in there, little wave emoji, and we're going to get right to them here in just a minute. I'm making sure that you can see me, and it looks like you can, so we're good to go. All right. So when deciding if you feel like, gosh, do I really want to do this or not? I am sending an email out, by the way, today that talks about my first experience with mediumship. And my first experience with mediumship was actually in a group environment. And it was this beautiful moment. It was a beautiful aha moment. However, I did feel like I was going to poop my pants. I was nervous. Let's just be honest and real here. And I told you, 2020, I'm very authentic. I remembered that I was so nervous, and I was very, oh my gosh, can I do this? And with all that fear and ego that I had, I still was able to relay a message. And it was my first time ever. And that's when I fell in love with mediumship. So the questions that I would have you ask yourself would be, what if the workshop opens up an amazing gift that you didn't know you had? What if it opens up a beautiful life-changing experience for you? For me, it did. I did not want to be a medium because I thought I'd be the creepy person. And it turns out that everything worked out just fine. My spirit guides knew this was part of my path. I would watch the TV shows and I would read the books, and I really thought, how do people do it? I want to do it. And so when it came time to actually take the class, I took the class, but I didn't know if I could actually get up and face everyone and do it. So you have to really ask yourself, what if I do this and push through the fear and the ego, and I really do have a life-changing experience? For me, it was life-changing. I quit my job. I started doing readings full-time and was just so in love with the fact that I could deliver messages from spirit to others. So for me, it was totally life-changing, and it could be for you as well. Another question that I have here too is, what if you don't attend the workshop? Will you continue to wonder if you have this ability? And one of the things that I'll say is your spirit guides test you. Your spirit guides always test you to see how committed you actually are to doing the workshop. So let's say you had another event, or maybe you've had something else that's been on the books and planned. If you don't have that desire, then you're probably just going to go ahead with the event and the other commitment that you have. Now, I know there are some commitments that are really hard that you couldn't necessarily get out of, but your spirit guides test you. And so the people that are showing up on Saturday are going to be those who really have that strong desire to work with their guides for this, because your spirit guides want to say and see, they're testing and saying, do you really have the desire and the excitement to do mediumship? And so those who show up will have said yes, and they will have pushed through their fear, their ego, or their prior commitments, or whatever it is. And so I remember in class, there was a huge snowstorm, and I had an in-person class. So the test was, are you going to go through that snow to get there? And I had to drive about 45 minutes to get there one way. And I thought, I'm scared, but yes, I am, because I want this so bad. And because I wanted it so badly, I got great spirit guides, and you get new guides when you move into the mediumship realm. So that was a fun little story for you, but that is true. I see it with students, whatever, things pop up, and it's like a test of, are you really going to push through this? Another question that I would ask you, if you were to decide if you want to take the workshop on Saturday, is, are you willing to let ego and fear block you? Or are you willing to let it go? Because I only want those on Saturday who are willing to let ego and fear sit at the door or sit in the trash can. Now, we all need ego. We have ego for logic, and it helps us function through our day. But I mean the ego that blocks you, that tells you you can't do it, tells you you're not good enough, or that you don't have the ability, or it tells you that nothing will come out, or the fear of doing it, or the fear of other people knowing you're doing it, and all that stuff. Are you ready to let that go? Because that's who I want in my workshop on Saturday. Those who are ready, they have the desire, and they're here and they're ready to go. So those are the questions I would ask you. But I also have some common Q&A that I have written down that I want to make sure we address, because we're getting lots of responses in our inbox about it as well. So, hey, Michelle, good to see you. Hey, Stacy. So it looks like Michelle has a question. So great question. I love it. Michelle says, does it help open your other spiritual abilities? So with mediumship, it can. It's up to what your definition of spiritual abilities are. So let me explain this first. What you may be saying and what I'm going to say might be the same. We just use different terminology. So I talk about intuitive languages, and I have a program for that'll open in April. That is helping you open up your senses. So seeing spirit, hearing spirit, feeling spirit, knowing. So claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance. And we also have clairalience and clairgustance, which is smelling and tasting spirit. It just happens. So yes, the more that you have spirit communication, the more those abilities will open up. And when you allow yourself to really let go, that is going to be enhanced. However, what I do want to say, Michelle, is I focus mostly on opening those abilities up even more in the April program than the mediumship. The mediumship workshop on Saturday is mainly going to be getting you into that place of saying whatever you're seeing, feeling, knowing, or just hearing. And so that exercise can help you feel more validated. But as far as the focus, that is more so going to be in the April of different ways to open it up. So Saturday is going to be, okay, clear your mind. What are we getting? And I'm kind of throwing you in that energy pool, but that's the best way I feel that you can learn, because we can meditate, we can do all these things all day long, which is great and it's fine. But I really love it when you have a partner exercise, so that whatever you're getting starts to become more of a reality of validation for you, which is really great. So great question. Hey, Vanessa, she said, I love your videos. Well, thank you. I'm glad you showed up. All right, let's talk about some of the common questions. I'm just getting my tablet out here. All right, some people have asked, can I take this class from my smartphone? I think this is a great question to ask. And so my answer will always be, it's best to use a computer, but yes, you could take it from a smartphone. If you do take it from a smartphone, you'll need to make sure your smartphone has video access and has audio access. So the software does work on a smartphone, but you need to be connected to high-speed Wi-Fi, and you'll want to make sure to put your put your phone in airplane mode is what I'm trying to say, so that you're not disturbed during the call. And you're going to want to make sure that you are on mute the entire time until I take you off mute or you get in your partner one-on-one exercises. So you will need to know how to operate your phone with the software. And the really cool thing is, the people that have written in about it, we've actually set up a test link for them so that they can go ahead and test the software on their smartphone. And I say software and it sounds like it's so techy, but it's not. It's a link we send you. You click the link and then you allow access to your mic and your phone. So just wanted to say that. Another common question is, will there be a recording? Yes, there will be. There will be a recording sent to the people that registered, but please attend live. The recording, now let me just say, when I do programs and I do courses, most of the time the recording is super valuable, and it's really, I think, almost the same value as a in-person type of thing. With this class on Saturday, you're not going to get the same value with the recording. And the reason why is because the second hour, I partner you up into these private groups. So it's like these online meeting rooms. You don't have to worry about it. I do it all for you. And it's not going to record that. So you would basically be missing out on a full hour. So please don't bank on the recording. You want to make sure in this workshop to show up live. Other programs I have are pre-recorded and things like that, and they're awesome and amazing. This one, you only want to show up live. Also, will there be another date? That's a question we've been getting, and I do not have any immediate date planned. So I would not wait to see if another one pops up. I don't have an immediate date plan. As soon as we're done with this workshop, we're going to be focusing on a free 3-day challenge in April, and then my Intuition Abundance Academy opens April 23rd. So that's where our focus is going to be. So I wouldn't wait for it. I would definitely take advantage of it now where you have it. All right, another common question, am I the right fit for the class? If you feel that you're already sensitive, if you feel that you've had some experiences, and by the way, you should watch the video I did yesterday if you have some questions about that, 3 signs you're ready to open your mediumship abilities. You can go to messengerofspirit.com/blog and find that video there. So with your desire, if you have a strong desire to deliver spirit messages to others, if you're willing to let your ego and your fear go away and not come into the class, if you're willing to be vulnerable and open up and just allow for spirit to come through, then yes, absolutely. I do like for people to have had some energetic sensitivity as well, because this class, again, is not going to focus on opening up those abilities so much as the mediumship part of it as well. So if you have questions, feel free to email back into the inbox and somebody will give you a response as well. Now, I've also had a question that said, where's the class? What time is the class? So let's go over that. It's going to be February, it's a Saturday, February 22nd, this Saturday at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And so on Saturday, that means it'll be 12 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Mountain, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, and it's all online. So we send you a link. We'll send you an email with directions on how to get the link. So if you have any other questions, let me know. I'm going to just go in here into the comments to see if you do. Oh, well, Catherine likes my hair color. Well, thank you. I don't color it. This is my natural color, and you might see some grays in there. I'm seeing more and more of it. So let's see. Michelle says, thank you. I want to join the workshop. Awesome, Michelle. I would love to see you inside the workshop. And so, Michelle, great question. You said, if we have kids around while in the workshop, is that okay? Thank you for asking that. So my answer would be, it would be best not to, really. I'm just going to be honest with you, because when you partner one-on-one with your person, it's either going to be one-on-one or a small group. When you give messages, you're going to want to find that silence. You really will, because you don't want to be distracted. And you're going to have to engage back and forth with your partner. And so you don't want to mute yourself. And because when you mute yourself, and let's say your partner is giving you a reading, it's like it cuts off the energy. So you don't want to mute yourself if you have kids in the background. So I would say, at least for that second hour that we're going to start together, I would make sure that you just are private in your own space. And also too, when we have distractions around, it can be really challenging for us to really concentrate and get the most value out of what you paid for. So I want to make sure that you get the best value out of your investment on Saturday as well. So I'm just being super honest about who's the right fit and the environment. So I love that you brought that up. Any place where you're not so distracted, because if you're walking around in nature, I know this wasn't your question, but let's just say if somebody was walking around in nature and things like that, that's not going to be the best place. We want to find that quiet place where you can completely relax. And what I will share with you is, when you do the partner exercises, I'm going to have you just really relax as much as possible. And so as much as possible means sometimes I'm going to try to tell you to put your body in a state where you don't care about the posture. And that's why it's really important. I always find that phone readings have always been the best and the most accurate, because the medium is usually in a very relaxed state and they don't have to worry about anybody looking at them, and they can be completely relaxed. And then the other person on the other end of the line is also very relaxed, because they're not as nervous about being in person. But the same applies with video. With video, you can be very relaxed as well. And so we are going to encourage video However, if one of the participants feels like they get a better read on somebody if they turn their video off, that's fine too. You guys can decide that in your partner exercises as well. So glad to see you all today. And if you have any other questions, hit us up in the inbox, support@messengerspirit.com, or you can just reply. It's actually Whitney@messengerspirit.com. We've got 2 different emails going on. I want to make sure I give you the right one. So I hope you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. I'm going to hop off here and eat some lunch. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.